I could get you arrested.
I'm also a cop.
Here's a dirtbag.
So we have booze.
Yep.
Oh, look at that earring.
We have booze and this bozo.
Origami.
Ooh.
Origami.
What is this, Blade Runner?
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
Right
What a bunch of trash.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards. This week, both Joseph Graham and Justin Petty are out on assignment, so it's going to be a little bit weird this week. But joining me, we still have Apocalypse Howell. Apocalypse, how's it going?
Hey, toot, toot.
Toot, toot, all aboard.
Yeah.
Full persona mode now.
And attempting to fill the big shoes for the big feet of Joseph Graham and Justin Petty. We've got
size 9 at best.
We've got friend of the show, Giles. How's it going?
Hey, fellas. Good to see you.
Yeah. And also friend of the show, host of Bowl Cuts here in Houston, a great violinist, JD Karpicki. JD, how's it going?
Hey, guys.
Hey,
I'm doing pretty great.
Okay.
Bowl Cuts was cool, man. I enjoyed it.
Bowl Cuts was great. It was great having you on the back.
You know what I like to think about is I'm just an island boy.
And he tried to make it.
Boy. I like that song.
I'm having you do it next time now.
If you're listening to this show and you haven't attended a Bowl Cuts, rectify that the next time that it comes around. It's a great time. This time it was at the Rec Room downtown, which was a really cool venue. I think we're gonna look into using that for future screenings.
There were about 10 guests that told me the exact same thing, so I'm glad to throw some business their way. It was awesome. We pretty much packed the whole house. It was like 50 plus people showed up. There
were people standing behind us, so I mean, you had standing room only going. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Do you mind just continuing the plug real quick, because I'm unfamiliar with Bowl Cuts? I would love to know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we take local Houston filmmakers and I ask for the earliest work that they have. So it's like, early enough, something that preferably with like no equipment. It's just their friends get together to make a movie when you're in high school or college or whatever. So we have professional comedians roast those works, and then they get a redemption piece afterwards to just show what they're working on now. So it's really just showing the journey and, all of the non-public domain music they use, the copyright stuff, the Tarantino, Scorsese references, like all that stuff is really fun. And then we also do some skits and trivia games and stuff like that. So it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really good time. Most of us have done it before. I did it last month. Apocalypse has attended several.
This is what happens when Joey and Justin are not here.
Right. Yeah.
I knew something like this was going to happen.
For our audio audience, which, quick reminder, video versions are now available on Spotify. Yeah. So if you're listening on Spotify, just hop on over to the app and watch Apocalypse Howell, who is actually a Bigfoot right now.
It's worth it to go back and watch this.
Drinking Love Street and belching into the camera.
It's a Houston beer.
I like how you have like a Batman voice for your character.
Apocalypse, how do you buy the beer? Do you go into a store like that? Do you put on a disguise? Do they card you?
I'm sponsored by them.
All right, you heard it here first. Apocalypse Howell, known living Sasquatch, is sponsored by Carbach. I don't know how you got that sponsorship when this show can't get jack shit, but
Yeah, well, that's because your show sucks. You ever think about that?
You watch the show?
Like, rumor it on that.
yeah. All right. Well, that hurt
Oh,
my
wow.
feelings. So this week,
Adam. I'm sorry, man. I'm going hard in the paint.
so this week,
This episode is going to be like 25 minutes. All this is going to be cut. So he's like, let me see what to do with the edit.
It's too much.
this week we watched 1992's Rage and Honor, directed by Terrence Winkless, starring Cynthia Rothrock, Richard Norton, Terry Trias, Brian Thompson, Catherine Bach, and our personal favorite, Alex Datcher as Hannah the Hun.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Hannah. Hannah gets it done, man.
This movie is maybe not as trash as we normally go for. Y'all were kind of talking a little bit before Apocalypse and Giles. Y'all were kind of discussing a little bit before we started the show that
I liked it. It was trash, straight trash. Mike, he's a cook. He thought it wasn't trash.
Oh.
yeah. So
He thought it wasn't trash. So there's a dispute going on.
Well, he's just a cook. We don't listen to him.
So he likes to watch you watch the movies, and that's
Yeah.
he's a movie cuck.
hmm
That's like the spin-off show for this one is the movie Cucks, and it's just Mike and Apocalypse yelling at each
He's-
other.
You know
He's
what?
tied up like.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the elevator pitch, but I made him take the stairs. Cook.
Fuck. Oh my God, we're
I
never
gotta
gonna
go, guys. I gotta go.
Oh no! So soon?
You got to go back to your
and-
hole. Where are you
I'm
going?
gonna take the stairs.
All right. Oh, he's doing the Austin Powers bit.
Oh, he's going. Okay.
Oh, he's doing the thing.
I see a
Oh.
bald head. What is that? There's something.
Well,
wrong
now
with
it's just okay. It's just trees, and there's like an eagle landing.
It's just Montana now. Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I said Joe Montana.
I said-
Crazy asshole.
How many episodes can we get that reference into? Because it's already at
Montana.
3 or 4.
It's never enough.
It goes with the Baby's Day Out reference pretty well. That was in one.
So this one, I'm trying to think of the plot, and feel free to jump in.
Oh,
Hey, what's
shit.
going on?
Hey, man.
You good?
Hey, yeah, sorry, I had to go outside for a minute.
Yeah, we missed you, man. What was going
There's
on?
my bookshelf.
There's my
Yeah.
favorite bookshelf.
Mhm.
You said you went outside?
Yeah, what I miss?
Well, like you were.
Oh, we
I
were
mean,
just talking.
Sasquatch was here.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude, you just missed him.
You missed him, man.
He was here. He had opinions.
No,
He
Has
called
he
you
been
a
on the
cuck.
show?
don't
before?
believe anything he says.
He was kind of a jackass.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
called you a cuck, man.
Yeah.
He's kind of a jackass.
I think he's had too much Carbach,
Yeah.
Oh,
Could
yeah.
be.
He's been drinking.
which he's sponsored by.
What?
Yeah,
That's what he
I
said.
know.
And then he
You can't
said
even
that
get a sponsor for the show.
right, and he said it's
That's what
because
we
this
said.
show sucks.
Which was hurtful. I mean, it was fair, but it was hurtful.
He's
Well,
just
it
mad.
also means he listens to the show, though, so it's kind of
That's true. That's
Who's
true.
the
Really a
cuck
fan.
now?
yeah. Mhm.
Well, Apocalypse, now that you're back, do you want to take a stab at explaining the plot of this movie?
So, somebody give me the beginning.
So the beginning, you've got
Got Blair Witch shaky cam.
right, you've got
Oh, yeah.
this
That's
this,
right, that's
this
right,
kid
thank you.
named Paris
American
who's
Beauty.
walking around with a shaky cam.
Apparently, and what was her name?
Chris?
Who
Chris.
Her
Chris
name was
is
Chris,
a
his name was
teacher,
Chris.
kind
Yes.
of like a really
Michelle
cool
Pfeiffer
hip
style.
teacher, but it's kind of known around. I don't know if it was campus or the high school campus, but it's kind of rumored that trouble follows this lady. So he has a video camcorder out, and he's ready to make the next big news story.
Well, there's some competition
pre-viral.
There's some competition with like a radio station or something, or a news station for $1,000. It never comes up again.
Like he wants to, like he wants to win a contest with hard copy or something like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He had the hard copy. But if I remember correctly, what ended up happening was he was videotaping her. She knows him. She thinks like, leave me alone. But at the same time, whatever. You're my student. She's at an ATM. An automated teller machine. I think she withdrew $40 and like some dude's trying to like mug her, and she whoops him because she's a martial arts expert. He catches that on video. Did he catch that on video?
Yeah, he filmed it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he filmed that. Well, one thing led to the next, and I don't know how the next thing happened.
I don't remember. He ends up following the main character, or the main male character, Preston Michaels. I don't remember. He shows
up when she's fighting those guys, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she does that dance where she like picks the money up and then does this like a roundhouse kick,
which is pretty sweet. Yeah, awesome. It was a little capoeira there.
She's got some skills for like a high school English teacher, or whatever she
for sure. Yeah, by day.
Yeah, she's definitely, in the Fast and Furious parlance, has had a life before this.
Yes.
But yeah, so he meets up with Michaels and follows him to like a drug deal.
That's right.
Yeah, how did they
she
get
doesn't
connected?
go to that drug deal. She's not at that drug deal.
She's not, but Michaels, the Australian guy,
Michaels, the who's like a cop, he winds up at a drug deal where there's other cops there, but he's not with them. They're corrupt. And meanwhile, the student is on the roof filming, and he ends up capturing their boss bitch come up and shoot dude in the head.
Oh,
nice!
This movie passes the Bechdel test with flying colors.
Yeah.
Blazer boss bitch.
Yeah, she was a boss bitch for sure.
Yeah.
And she was calm and cool and collected the whole throughout the whole movie.
Always wearing a blazer, because
she's
suit.
also dating Drago,
who's our bad guy.
Everybody knows on the streets who Drago is. He trumps all of the hierarchy. I feel like I'm not doing a good job explaining.
Conrad Drago, who is this, who is like this the city badass, but like we really only, with a few exceptions, really only see him like at his house, just like doing meditative exercises and breaking ice and like licking coke,
sweating.
He broke ice.
Yeah, he had this giant ice sculpture, which there's no way it could stay frozen. It also couldn't have stayed in his freezer, so I don't know where it came from. Probably just he got it delivered, and he's like,
that day,
and then he breaks it, and then he's like, all right, time to. He's been a bad guy in a couple things.
I like the opening of Die Hard 2.
Oh man, I love dudes passing hands through flames.
His hairy hands would be less hairy.
Oh.
What is this?
Wait, he has an ice sculpture just chilling there? Sorry. But how does he keep it all fresh?
Whoa, he broke ice?
No way. Gotta break my ice and then take my nap.
It's amazing he broke the ice without even saying a word.
Yeah. And so they end up finding out, well, Michaels and Chris, who's the teacher / martial artist, they become wanted for murdering cops because the cops that were there recognized him, and they basically framed him for this drug deal and beating up cops. And he's like, no, I didn't actually do it. And there's a tape that can corroborate this entire thing. And they're trying to find the tape.
The kid has the tape.
Right. Paris
Remember,
has
he's
the
right,
tape.
yeah. Paris has the tape.
And then Conrad Drago. Was it Drago that chased him down through the alleys?
No, it was like one of his goons.
Okay.
It was Penguin, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was Penguin. Yeah, it was Michael Ironside's Penguin.
The piece that I think we're missing is how, okay, Michael's, he's the Australian guy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's his chief of police, Captain, what's her name?
Murdoch.
She's the one that's dirty, and she's trying to find him because he runs away with Chris, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, where are you? We'll help you, blah, 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 blah. And basically while he's telling her where he is, that's when she signals. And basically it like goes through this chain of command and makes it to where he is. And a cop like pulls his gun. That's like how they're together, right?
Well,
I don't know what happened to her, by the way.
I think that's later on. That's when he's in the hospital.
Yeah, but I just meant like how because the chief of police, that's how he got hooked up with this teacher. Or does he run into her on the street? I can't remember how they get together.
Yeah, he might have ran it. I don't remember how they link up.
Because he's like, oh, you want me to fight you? You mean like a girl? You know, and then she like kicks his ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he walked into the karate school.
That's what it was. Okay. Yeah.
And she pulled him up to the front of class for a demo.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
It definitely feels like a movie that if you actually try to string a line through the plot, it doesn't really hold up, but it's paced so well that you're just kind of going with it.
Yeah, it's hard to go back and relay what the story was exactly. But there was a through line that worked.
Yeah. So I guess
the plot it was coherent.
Yeah, so it's probably better to just talk about like the broad strokes or like the high points. So like you mentioned, JD, there's that scene in the hospital where he's going to visit Paris. So Paris is the kid that filmed the thing, and he
always has a skateboard.
Right,
And
he always has a skateboard, and the skateboard's what got him in trouble. The skateboard's what got him in trouble because he was sitting on a roof filming shit with the skateboard, and then the skateboard slides down and knocks over a Sprite can.
Sprite can that got him in trouble.
Yeah.
Because they should have used Pepsi, and that would have never happened.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
And then Michael Ironside's Penguin chases him down in the alley, but he gives the tape to Baby. We don't know who Baby is at this point.
We don't know who he is, but it's like baby, baby, baby.
And then the goon beats the fuck out of Paris. Paris goes to the hospital. Yeah. Paris goes to the hospital.
Is it weird that in that moment I felt like Paris deserved it?
Kind of, because he was pretty innocent.
Right. Like, why did I feel that way?
Well, you should talk to Sasquatch about that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird, but the whole time I was like, well, you shouldn't have been poking your nose in someone else's business.
He's just trying to be a good reporter.
Yeah, well, that's what happens to good reporters.
It sounds like you're mad at him like a dad would be mad. Like, hey, he shouldn't have lost his skateboard again. You're grounded.
That's what you get for not riding Pal Peralta.
So he's in the hospital trying to visit Paris. He's on the phone with his police captain and telling her what happened. He's like, oh, I saw this drug deal.
Oh, that's right.
There were cops involved. And she's like, okay, well, where are you right now? And she's obviously in on the take. She knows what's going on with these.
Penguin's right there with her.
Yeah.
Like, she's like motioning to him and all that stuff.
So once she finds out where he is, she then puts out an APB against him. And the cop that's in the fucking hospital draws his gun and shoots him.
Look, finish your coffee, get your ass back here.
Preston Michaels, 35 years old, 6 feet 2
What do you mean come in and we'll talk about it?
I mean, Michaels, you gotta file a report.
Cop killer. Took out my partner. He is a cop
Is that what you mean? Chief?
He's just shooting people in a hospital?
I mean, he got him right in the heart.
What's going on down there? Come in, Michael.
And then, which is
so
fucked
your
up.
heart is right here.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Right there.
And so then he throws the nurse's station's counter at him that weighs like 2 pounds.
Dude, it's a set. It's like definitely on wheels. It's made out of paper mache and like just some pieces of like I don't know, that really thin wood that's just wrapped around everything. Like,
wood.
Do we have a clip of that?
Yeah, we can roll that back.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so like it was just, I mean, it looked like nothing. Like he just throws it. It's great. It's great. Then he picks up the cop and throws him into a man that's in the hospital in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
And the guy like jumps out of his wheelchair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gives
Pretty
one of the first of many one-liners where he goes,
God, no wonder most people die in hospitals.
"No wonder so many people die in hospitals," and then walks around the corner.
There weren't a lot of outside of that. There weren't a lot of good one-liners.
There were
If
a couple.
any. There were a couple, but not very many.
There were a couple. I have some written down. So
with the one-liners.
Yeah, there was one later on. I don't remember who it was that said it, but he's like walking in and he says,
Fuck a rat. I'll kill that Aussie bastard.
"Fuck a rat, I'll kill that Aussie bastard." I don't know why.
It's pretty good.
There's that bit where Richard Norton, I guess, is walks into Hannah's lair and he says like, "Oh, this is a hell of a Tupperware party."
Holy shit.
Oh, this is one weird bloody Tupperware party.
Welcome to Hannah's.
That was great.
Well, this is one weird bloody Tupperware party.
A bloody Tupperware party.
Yeah.
At one
Well,
point,
do Australian people say bloody?
He does.
Yeah, he does.
Like British people say it.
At one point, he has a really like laying on the Australian thick little quip, and I can't remember what it was, but it's something like, "Oh, something about a didgeridoo," or I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Baby.
Baby was
rattles
talking about
off every Australian stereotype. He's like, "Well, so you're gonna put a shrimp on the barbie or something, or are you gonna maybe go down under?" Like,
An Aussie, geez, those the kangaroo thing, right? With the boomerang, you do the when you boomerang and you.
Yeah, he's like,
Thanks,
"Oh, you're gonna
Scorpion,
do a boomerang and you throw it and it does the
Yeah.
boomerang and
the kangaroo's there, and the like he has this whole like nervous episode about meeting an Australian person. He's like, "Oh, these are all the things I know about you."
It's a movie that like is very much first of all like super comfortable with all the women being badasses, which is great, and also pretty comfortable with like it being just like this ethnic like melting pot. Like sure, it trades into some stereotypes, but nothing really feels mean spirited. It's like this interesting pocket, I think, that you occasionally see of like early 90s to mid 90s like trash or action cinema where it feels almost progressive in a sense without ever like intending to be. It just like is, and it's just like
like the director or the writer owned the "We Are the World" album.
Right. Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
or
so,
like just the example I think of is in Tomorrow Never Dies when it's Pierce Brosnan paired with Michelle Yeoh, which is awesome. And if that movie were made 15 years later, it would probably make more of a point to kind of pat itself on the back for like how cool that is. Whereas in 1997, it's just like, it's just Pierce and Michelle because why not?
Yeah. So
everything, everywhere,
which is something I feel like is lost on this the younger portion of this generation. I hope it's not, but sometimes it seems like it is because so many things nowadays do they do go out of their way to pat themselves on the back for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which kind of takes away from doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like you're pointing it out rather than just doing it. Yeah.
Well,
because that's what I loved about this. We didn't talk about because we talked about the tape, but what was awesome in that scene is like the blazer lady. She wears like 3 power blazers. It's awesome. But like
that's so much power.
The red one is like this big,
yeah,
and she has like this
shoulder
tiny skirt on,
blades are
but,
like amazing.
Yeah, it's like a linebacker, but like she's confronted, and one of the goons who looks like a strung out like Clint Eastwood. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?" And then she like reaches behind her, grabs a gun, and she fucking shoots him.
Clowns can't even handle the distribution without help.
Fuck you, Rita. Try doing it without us.
Yeah, Rita, fuck you.
So true.
Yeah, and your blazer.
And your
You can take
your
the cop
business
out of the
skirt.
But you can't take the suit.
Jesus Christ.
That's 2 slaps. But the women always fight back.
Oh,
nice.
Right in the head, and we're like, yes, like all of that stuff was amazing.
Yeah.
And the main character can really fight. She didn't die and then get reincarnated as a sister. Watch the other episodes, guys. But yeah, it was really badass. I like the Bechdel test was passed flying colors in this one.
I see what Christopher was saying, though. It is very progressive without trying to be.
Yeah, it's just comfortable in its badassery and representation, which I feel like a chode even using that word, but yeah.
Well, no, but you think about what the stuff. I mean, they kind of did it at the end, like the guy still had to like kind of be the hero in a way, like with fighting him, but they didn't.
He didn't have to be though.
But they didn't overly address any of that stuff. They just kind of did it. It was like instead of having a girl like just in distress or something like that, like she just fucking kicks 2 guys at the same time and they fall to the ground. Like it just was not, and it's almost like the guy Michaels. It's almost like he was confused by it the whole time. He's like, wait, chicks are going to be the star of this movie this whole time? Like he's just his whole demeanor is like, what am I supposed to do?
Didn't inform me that.
Do I need to be in this movie?
Mate?
I found it interesting because like throughout the movie, Michaels kind of has to confront his sexism. Because there's several parts in the movie where he gets into fights with women and he's like, I don't want to hit you. Like, I don't want to hit you because you're a woman. And they're like, just fucking hit me. Like, just fight me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not going to do that. And he loses every time.
Yeah.
Awesome. And like to the point where at the end, he's shot in the leg. And there's like a recurring bit where he and Chris are Chris keeps saying, I could have taken you. I could have taken you. And he's like, if you wanted to, you probably could have. And she, and
it might have been taken for the both of us. There's all these sexual innuendo, and she's like, no, I could have kicked your ass.
And she could have, and it's great
if she wanted to, but he knew in his heart that she didn't want to.
But
bittersweet, man.
And I think it's great because you think about how they established these characters. Like the first time you see Chris on screen, she gets confronted by 3 men outside of an ATM, and one of them has a baseball bat, one of them has a fucking chain. I don't know if the third one had a weapon or not. And she fucking kicks their asses. And then you've got shoulder pads lady, Murdoch, I think, and Rita. And she, like you said, JD, she just turns around and shoots a dude in the fucking forehead, like right off the bat.
It's so casual. She's like, we got a gun, right? Okay. Yeah. It just fucking kills him.
It's awesome.
Someone's packing. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Right, but how come nobody else? Like in that kind of environment, I feel like everybody should be packing.
Well, yeah, but then Penguin later on is confronted by those 3 girls from Sin City, basically.
Yeah,
and he's like, "What are you going to do? Shoot me?" And then he's like, "No," and they just he just surrenders to him. Yeah.
And we haven't even gotten to the best character, which Giles you mentioned earlier, Hannah the Hun. So Hannah the Hun is this kind of underground leader of the derelict kind of thing. Like she has this weird slum empire of homeless ladies that have like a weird arcade hobo rave underground all the time. It's like
it's fucking awesome.
That's exactly what it is.
If you don't have holes in your socks, you're not invited.
Yeah.
It's terrific, and the movie does not take any effort to over explain like her universe. It just sort of presents it, which I love. At some point earlier, Adam, you made a comparison to like Lawrence Fishburne and the John Wick films.
Yeah.
Which when you said that, it kind of crystallized this movie for me because I love these movies that do that kind of world building. Like it's like, it's ostensibly set in LA, but there's not much in the way of like kind of going out of its way to, signify LA. It's just like, this nondescript town with clearly this hierarchy and whole like subculture upon subculture upon subculture of like crimes and gangs and this whole underworld. And it's just like this weird ride through it. Like there's you see like the poster or like videotape art for this movie, and you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of guess this is gonna be just sort of like a low rent actioner, and it is, but it's way better than that too, and actually has a lot to offer. I had a blast with it.
Yeah, it was great. Like there were several times while we were watching it that I had to kind of stop and appreciate the fact that all of us were just watching the movie. Like we were silently watching and engaging with the film, which doesn't happen that often. We're usually riffing or talking about something completely unrelated.
Yeah, we didn't talk about The Matrix at all, and they did have a projector in the lair. So.
Yeah, and I've got a brand new poster behind me right now of The Matrix.
Oh, yeah. That looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Dude, I just now saw that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought that was Alfred Molina from Spider-Man 2, but either way.
It's one of the Joey got some of these Apocalypse. I think you have one coming. I don't know if you've gotten it yet, but it's
nice.
There's these a group of artists in Africa that do these hand painted like ridiculous posters of famous movies. And so this one is of The Matrix, and it's ridiculous. There's like Trinity
if y'all are
has
all getting Matrix posters. I guarantee you, I'm not on the list.
No, we're not all getting Matrix posters. We got like Justin got God, what did Justin get? Oh, Justin got The Fly. Nice. Joey got Street Trash for himself. Yours is a very good one, Apocalypse. He showed it to us, and I'm not going to spoil the surprise for you, but you have one. It's waiting for you.
Oh, and side note, JD, I dig your American Gangster poster back there. That's cool.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Dramatica Frames, my buddy Patrick Yingst. He designed like the matting for all that and the Pennywise one too. Yeah,
that's awesome.
I will be hitting him up because I just scored a Mandy poster off of Mondo today.
Yes.
And so I'm going to want to get that framed.
Man.
Wait, you scored that Mandy posted the cross through the eyes?
Joey got the cross through the eyes. I got the alternate that's like all orange and stuff.
Both of them were badass.
Nice, yeah.
Anyway, so this fucking movie.
Okay, so did any of y'all watch Gotham?
No.
All right, fantastic show. Gotham has a character named Fish Mooney, and I feel like she is 100%, not even 98%, 100% derivative of Hannah.
Is that the Jada Pinkett?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Okay.
Nice. And so Hannah has this little verbal quirk where she's always referring to herself in the third person, which, on paper sounds like that could get old real fast, but it's just a very charming delight, this actress.
Yeah, that actress made it a charming delight. I don't think just any actor could pull that off.
Yeah, her name is Alex Datcher, and it's worth mentioning because she does a fucking fantastic job in this movie.
And now that I think about it, she's closer to like, she has a little bit of Harley Quinn in her, because at the end, she's all by herself, and like when the bad guy died in this horrific way, which we'll talk about later, I'm sure, but like, she's just, everybody leaves that's around, all the other stars leave, and she's just standing there, and she goes, Hannah likes this.
Yeah.
We're like, what,
Hannah likes this.
Well, because no. She's saying that because she's free.
Yeah.
She was
I never got that. Okay.
Yeah, she's under the thumb of Drago.
Nice. Okay.
And now
I thought
Drago's
you just
dead.
enjoyed it. I thought you.
Spoiler alert! Drago dies.
Drago's
Yeah.
dead.
So eventually we find out that Chris, who is the teacher, martial artist, all that stuff, is the sister of Drago, who is the guy that I guess is in charge of the drug deal. I don't really know how he factored into the drug deal, but he's the big bad of this film.
Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah,
right.
Which should explain it.
Buffalo Bob from the greatest film of my generation, Joe Dirt.
Brian Thompson is the actor. Oh, you know what? And I just looked up his profile here, and so yeah, he has a few notable credits. Like he's in the original Terminator. He's in Cobra with Stallone, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. He's in Lionheart, which is
He's not a terrible actor.
Yeah.
No, yeah, very.
But any shake of a stick, he's actually pretty good. I thought
he has a very like kind of distinctive face, and now that a very distinctive face, and when I looked up his profile, I realized, oh, he's the alien bounty hunter in the original run of the X-Files, which is kind of where I recognize him from. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Which is perfect because he has that fucking face.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I appreciate about this movie, which a lot of the trash movies that we watch are like this, but they just hired normal people. And I mean, and I think this movie specifically is great because almost everybody in this, Amy Anderson, who's been on the show a bunch, she likes to do that's the guy from the Thing game where it's like, I know this actor from this thing or this actress from this thing. Everybody in this movie has been in something else that you've seen.
And you said something specifically, right? Like there's one that everybody's been in something.
So I'm pretty sure every single main actor in this movie has been in at least one episode of Star Trek, whether it's The Next Generation, whether it's Deep Space Nine, whatever it is. They've all, or Voyager, I think a few of them were in.
Voyager.
It looks like Brian Thompson was in the movie Star Trek Generations from '94.
So there you go. But it's kind of like, this is such a good representation of that era of Hollywood where you're just hiring people that look like people rather than, Red Notice, which Red Notice is a fine movie, but you've got Ryan Gosling, Gal Gadot, and The Rock. Like, come on.
Ryan Gosling is in that?
Or not Ryan Gosling, Ryan
honest,
Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds.
I'm tired of seeing Dwayne Johnson.
Are we going to talk about Dwayne Johnson for a second?
But Ryan Gosling I like that guy.
Yeah, well, he's not in Red Notice. I'm sorry. It was Ryan Reynolds.
He is good, though.
I slipped.
If you haven't watched The Nice Guys, go watch that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
The Goss. Yeah.
Sorry, I went a little... I lost my mind space talking about Gosling.
No, you're good. I think we all did. Yeah, so eventually you learn that Chris and Drago are siblings. Then Drago gets his hands on the tape, I think. The tape ends up getting destroyed.
This is part of the movie that falls apart to me because it's like...
Right.
They haven't built up that they need to kill Drago for any reason. It's more about the tape.
Right.
But then he gets the tape and he destroys the tape. And we were all like, well, it's done. Go home.
Yeah.
But then after the tape is destroyed, after that, it just becomes a matter of honor.
Right. Yeah. Because all the rage is done.
You're right.
You did say that. You're like, the rage is over.
Yeah.
And now we're left with honor.
And I actually kind of dug that beat about the tape being destroyed. Like, this movie has sort of the typical action movie climax beats of like the big bad getting vanquished and, like our heroes are okay. But like, they don't wind up together like as a team or a couple, our two heroes. The tape is destroyed. The person who shot the tape dies. And it's like, I wouldn't call it like a downer ending, but it's sort of like a, shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna walk off, like, kind of a thing.
Did we circle back to Paris if he was okay or he was dead?
I'm pretty sure he died.
Dead.
Because Drago smuggled him out of the hospital. Like, Drago kidnapped him out of the hospital, and he was just on the roof.
Croak.
Yeah, because they didn't really wrap up everything. Like, Chris was just like on the side of the road, like being tended to.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember if they went to a hospital or something. I don't know.
I mean, from my perspective, it's a safe assumption that Paris died, but did it actually show him croaking?
It didn't.
Well, his eyes were just like staring,
So maybe we need to watch Rage and Honor 2.
We definitely do.
And maybe Paris makes a surprise appearance in the second act of that film.
Hopefully not secretly recording people doing illicit things.
Right, not anymore. That was weird. It makes me think of how we're all on our cell phones now because they show you that POV like style of shaky cam, and then when they show Paris, he has this gigantic VHS recorder.
It wasn't VHS.
Like, holy shit!
It was like high 8.
It was high 8, yeah, for sure. It was just bigger than I expected. It was like the what's it called? The talk
It was like a talk boy.
It
was like a handy cam type thing.
That was the size, yeah.
Yeah.
But good. Yeah, good point about the honor, man. Because that was at the end. Even the bad guy was like, he's like, we work with the cops, so tape's destroyed. What are you gonna do? And then they, fight to the death. So
yeah.
But it also was about answering the question between Chris and her brother Drago, because Drago killed their sensei.
Yeah.
Right.
They were at the same spot,
same place.
locationally that occurred. So it was almost a fight of honor.
You killed Sensei down there.
That is where Sensei asked to die.
I miss him.
A foolish choice.
And it's almost like after the rage was done, it was like, okay, now we're still fighting, but this time it's about honor. So we're going to proceed. But then she threw him over the building.
Oh, that was a mess.
And then so he was about to die. And then she reaches her hand down and she's like, brother.
This is my honor. And then
and then he gets back up and they actually share a moment.
Yeah.
They share a moment before he loses his honor.
Uppercuts her.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he betrays his honor again.
He betrays his honor for cheap rage, and he does not live to tell a tale.
Because then Michael's roundhouse kicks him off the edge, and he impales himself on a couple of pipes.
Oh, a couple.
Which answers the question: who was the better fighter, her or him?
Yeah,
Michael's could beat.
He didn't have that sibling like thing that disarmed her though. Like,
exactly.
But she did get him off the building. She could have cut the cord. She beat him first.
She did beat
she
him.
Decided to choose honor.
She maintained her honor, yes.
And that's why I think she's the better fighter.
Then I hope the sequel is
sure.
all about who's the better fighter
Mm-hmm.
between her and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever else they get to be in that movie.
Rage of Honor 2, Domestic Dispute.
Yeah, so that's the basic plot of Rage and Honor, I suppose. Does anybody have a favorite part that they want to highlight? Apocalypse, you are raising your hand.
Bullet in the head. Caught me off guard. It
Pretty
caught me
great.
off guard completely.
The one at the beginning?
Yes. I did not see her. I didn't see that coming. I knew she would shoot him, but I didn't know that they would show the bullet go through the head. They did a good job on that one.
Yeah, that was great. It was very surprising. And it was a decent effect, too. It was a good squib.
It was.
Oh, yeah. For an R-rated movie, it's all like language,
that R.
basically. There's not a lot of blood. There's no nudity.
No nudity. Yeah.
Which is why this movie is garbage.
Yeah, right. That's losing a bag of trash in my book.
You definitely feel some bone crunches though. Like there's there's some solid sound mixing in this thing.
Yeah.
And it's odd. It's almost like they almost did a PG-13 because I'd say 5 or 6 shots just start on boobs, like clothed, but and then they pan up to something else, and I'm like, what are they doing? I was like, is this PG-13 and they're trying to make it safe for TV or something? I couldn't tell what was happening. But anyway, sorry.
I really dug the when Chris and Preston are kind of briefly trapped in Hannah's lair, and she makes them do sort of like a show fight, and it's just like Preston being heckled by all these seething gals.
Go fuck yourself.
Come on, is she right? Are you really afraid to fight a woman? You're tough. Come on, Preston, show me how tough you are. Fight!
Yeah, fight with your leg that just got shot.
So if you're a tough man,
He
you'll
just
hit a
kicked him.
woman. That's what she's saying.
She kicked him in the shot leg.
Yeah, did it again.
And he gets shot in the leg, which he recovers from quite quickly, and like Chris is there just kicking him, being like, "Come on, motherfucker, fight!" And so that was a good time. Anytime people are forced to fight or perform with like for the pleasure of like just this horde of of like rabid onlookers is a good time. And I just really dug the set design of Hannah's lair too. That's that's good stuff.
Yeah.
At one point we compared her like in her whole energy to being like a villain from a Schumacher Batman, which which is her kind of energy, and I am always here for that.
Yeah, it's great. It's
you remember
great.
on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles the movie, whenever they go into the Foot Clan's lair and they're like skateboarding around, and he walks down the stairs and he's like, anything you see, or he's like, anything you want to do it. And then he holds up 2 cartons. He's like, you got any cigarettes? And he pulls out 2 cartons. He goes, regular or menthol? and it's like everybody's like skateboarding and everybody's playing video games. I don't know if y'all remember that scene. But it's very, very much like that.
Yeah.
The lair that could also be like Zangief's character level in Street Fighter or something. It had like the rope randomly. Like why did they bring that rope
Lots
down?
of nets.
Yeah, it was like a net. It was like to keep them in, sort of. I don't know.
Or like Rufio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Like what is it with like, I guess back in the 90s to be the cool kid, you had to have like a lair.
Yeah.
You'd have a cool arcade to just
it's like Rufio moved to the city, you know. He's making it on his own, you know.
JD, did you have a favorite part?
Oh man, I think y'all kind of took some of mine because it's really the surprises. Oh no, we forgot to mention. This will be my favorite part just because it was so cool. Because we haven't mentioned it, I mean. But like there's a part where Penguin is being held down.
Yes.
And he grabs his little ankle holster gun.
Yes.
Which is basically like a BB gun. It's like a 2mm gun.
Oh yeah.
But it's like he's got it, and the guy Draco is like feeling on his stomach or something. Where is he?
No,
feeling
it's his forearm.
It's okay. It's like an extreme close up. I couldn't really tell, but like so he's like, let's figure out where this is.
Itchy trigger finger. Is this the one?
Oh, what?
Oh, he's like hitting him with the reflexes. That's kind of that's kind of cool.
Crazy.
No.
Oh, that's fucking cool as hell.
That is cool.
Yeah. That's the one.
Yeah, and he's like, and then it's like his pinky, and he's like, no, and then he moves over, and he finally gets the trigger finger, and that's how he kills him.
Yeah, he uses
really
the
cool.
tendons in his forearm to make him pull his own trigger finger and commit suicide. It's wild.
Yeah, that was.
It's like one of the most inventive deaths I've seen in a while.
Yes,
It's very good.
Something I hadn't seen then or since.
It's also not possible.
Correct.
Right.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know. I mean, well, yeah,
I'm doing it right now. Yeah, I'm like.
Well, but like, have you ever like?
There are.
If you get a massage, sometimes, and they'll do that, they'll go down your arm, and your hands just
happening?
like.
You know, when I go get massages, I like to hold pistols in both hands, just for whenever they get to my forearm to see. Like
you just like to get massage akimbo.
Is this like the lowest budget Saw movie there is?
Scariest massage I've ever had.
You got to massage me, but
You want to play a game?
Just whatever you do with my forearms, make sure you don't shoot me in the head.
I'm really ticklish. You know? I don't know why that's his accent all of a sudden.
I don't either, but I love it.
That was one of my favorite parts for sure, JD. I had 2 others.
I didn't ask. I'm sorry.
No. It's perfect. Like, because I'm glad that you took it, because otherwise I would be saying 3 different things right now, and then I would feel like an ass. So, thank you.
You speak in third person for this part?
Yeah. So one of Adam's favorite parts was at a certain point they're in like a bar. I don't remember exactly why, but they're in a bar and they're trying to get the tape from Fast Eddie, who's this weird beaker-looking fucker.
Dude.
And they're down in Fast Eddie's lair, and they basically try to steal the tape from him. He busts out a fucking automatic weapon and just starts spraying bullets everywhere. They then go up to the bar where there's a band playing, and Fast Eddie comes out from his lair and just shoots up this entire fucking bar. And while he's doing that, the band is just still playing like it's the goddamn Titanic. They're just like, the show must go on in this fucking dive bar in LA.
A gig is a gig.
A gig is a gig. It doesn't pay unless we play 6 songs. So, we got So that was one, and then the other one was right at the very beginning. Like we mentioned, Chris gets jumped at the ATM by those 3 dudes, and she beats the shit out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
She picks up her $40
for $40.
She picks up her $40, then roundhouse kicks the last guy
in one swoop too.
Right. Puts the $40 in her pocket, turns to the ATM screen lights up and says, "Have a nice day," with a smiley face. And she goes,
she's like,
"Thanks, I will." And then walks away.
All this for $40.
All right.
You could have picked it up after you kicked his ass.
And then she couldn't practice her.
Pass that on.
Yeah. Her martial arts style is very Ernie Reyes. I see it. Like after looking it up and seeing that she was in the school of Ernie Reyes, it's like it makes a lot of sense. Like even Ernie Reyes Jr. is going to do a lot of the same style kicks she did, and I wish they'd embrace the back kick more, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
That's great. One thing. One thing that's really weird is Michaels can only do one move.
Oh, I can do more than that.
He can do like punches, sort of, but he does this one throw, and I think it's like 6 or 7 times. I don't know if you want to put together a supercut or anything, but no, he does this like flip, and then he like tosses somebody, and he does the same flip. And I don't think I saw him do anything else but that one move.
If it works, it works.
It's either that or getting shot. That's all he does.
Oh, right. He got shot twice, and still just ran around.
Yeah. But yeah, Apocalypse, you mentioned the martial arts. I thought the martial arts are pretty good. And there were a couple times throughout that you seemed to be pretty impressed with them. So there's one shot that I thought was kind of impressive in the sense that it was a bird's eye view of the fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a risky shot to take if you were to pick a camera angle. I feel like bird's eye view is a little too revealing that you're not making contact.
Right.
It was.
And it was, but they edited it quickly.
Yeah,
so
they did. Yeah.
So it's not too bad. So I don't know. There's things like that where I'm like, I would not have ever have done that, that angle. But as far as them being able to perform the moves, they have fantastic style. They have fantastic. Their technique is solid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just think like the difference between the school that I grew up in and their school, like someone like Ernie Reyes. Why didn't I see a damn back kick? You mean to tell me that school doesn't teach back kicks?
Maybe you have to wait for the sequel, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just disappointing because even in mixed martial arts, I'll be watching and I'm like, that's a perfect angle for a back kick. Like you got their arms are up too high. You can get it right in there. You don't because you didn't train it. It's not muscle memory for you. And my question as a martial artist is why?
Mm-hmm.
It's a basic kick. It's not a hard one. It's a very simple one. You just didn't train it. And so I see a movie where they didn't incorporate it into their fight scenes, and I'm like, you didn't train back kicks. You might have done it a little bit, but
yeah, it was mostly like roundhouse kicks that she did, right?
Yeah.
Like,
is
that what that's called? Maybe.
Well, no, that one kick that she did the double, that was
was cool. Yeah,
that's kind of a back. I mean, they might be like, oh, well, that's That's a reverse turning kick. Yeah, I get that. But I'm talking about a solid straight in back kick or turning side kick.
She did that thing where she like flew through the air during the play fight. Like she bounced off the ropes that they set up. And I think that's why they set them up, now that I'm answering my own question. But like,
I don't remember that part.
She ran into the rope
like
and
the
then
nets.
bounced off. And then it goes to the crowd, and the crowd is like, whoa. And then she does it again. And they do the same thing.
It's like Bridget Jones's kickboxing. I want to see that sequel. What the fuck?
I don't think that's how nets work.
Like, and it just launches her from one side to the other. I don't think it really propelled her into doing anything.
And then somebody, I don't know who said it, but somebody was like, I don't think that's how nets work.
Yeah.
It's not.
Before we get into the bees, I'm looking at my list, and there's one that we didn't mention yet, which is there is a character in this movie named Baby.
Yeah.
And he is worth
Cricket
talking about. Yeah, he's basically Cricket. He is evidently, he used to be a Wall Street broker and then lost his mind because he got into smack, or maybe it was meth. I don't remember. But he got into some drug.
Something.
He's now homeless and
His
lives.
sensei was their sensei.
Mm-hmm.
So he's from their lineage.
And he's like an Emo Phillips type character, which JD, I think you mentioned.
He does. He's like Emo Phillips that drives like a really shitty Back to the Future, like Plymouth. I don't know what that car is, but like
he's a crackhead. Okay?
Yeah. There you go.
He's a crackhead. He has a DeLorean with a flux capacitor in his mind.
Right. It's really just a slow cooker tied to like a baby's
He
crib or
basically
something.
looks like one of the people from the Boston Marathon bomb.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
He's crazy.
He's like Christopher Lloyd's character in Dennis the Menace, but like functioning, I guess. No beans.
Oh my god, I forgot.
It's a little
he was
far.
in
Maybe that's a
Dennis
little
the
far.
Menace.
But no,
when they were
it's-
under the bridge cooking the beans.
Yeah. He's got this like hyperactive, I mean, obviously the drugs and all that, but his teeth are like orange.
Yeah.
He's built like Kramer. His car though, it's like a Buick or something. I don't know. They're all 90s cars kind of look that.
It's like a
that.
Geo. Who knows what it is?
Yeah,
Like,
but it's a convertible because the hood has been destroyed.
Yeah, it's
like, and there's legit a slow cooker in the back. Like it looks like the Back to the Future 2 where they're feeding the trash into it.
Yeah. So that's Baby.
Baby.
What a guy. Yeah, is there anything else that anybody wants to mention before we get into the bees and the ratings?
There were so many bees. We better just get started.
Well, there were, but I don't think there were as many bees as there were last week. We had a lot at the beginning, and then they just kind of tapered off. So we'll go into some rapid fire bees that I have written down. Right off the bat,
I saw you write them all down.
Right off the bat, we had booze because we had two ladies at the beginning and they had a flask. We had a boom mic, which is very rare. That is a rare bee, but we had the reflection of a boom mic in the ATM thing.
So you didn't even see the boom mic. You saw the reflection.
Which is so much better because you can just mat that out, man. You can just mat that out.
Yeah.
Their priorities were elsewhere.
So we had booze, we had a boom mic, we had bills, we had Banaka, which is a new one.
I called that one.
Yeah.
All the bees happened in like the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We have a baseball bat.
We had a baseball bat. We had a block of ice. We had a couple of bricks of blow.
Wow.
We had
boxes.
bazongas. We had boxes.
We had bozos.
We had Baby. We had a band in a bar.
And a bustier.
I think it was Penguin, but yeah, we had a shirt with 6 buttons.
Oh, that was insane.
That's 6 Bs. Rack them up.
We had a bromance between
We did.
Michaels and Tatsu from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, they saw the cat. They saw the cops coming, and they were like, "Oh, never mind. Let's be friends."
Yeah,
that was it.
Oh,
we're getting a call from Trash Kings.
we're getting a call
What's
from.
happening?
We have 2 Trash Kings in the meeting. What's happening?
Wait, this isn't Sasquatch again, is it?
No.
Trash Kings, your video is. What's happening?
Sounds like Bane.
It's a bit. What's going on?
Trash Kings, do you have your shutter
I knew
over
he
your
was
video
coming
thing?
to talk over us.
Trash Kings, do you read?
Not.
Joseph Graham has joined all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana.
It's
What's
Joey.
up?
Joey Jojo.
It's Joey. Joey.
Joey.
We saved all the puns for you. All right,
Oh
guys. Get out
shit! I gotta grab another beer for this.
You guys are still fucking talking?
We're just
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
we're we're going through the B's right now.
It's been 3 hours. Come on.
And then the very last B, Joey, you get to hear the very last B. I'm so glad you're
Oh,
here
you
for
think this is the last B, Adam? I have some bad news for you, but go ahead.
Oh, well then no. Well then you go ahead and fill out your B's because this one has to be the last one.
Well, we have a new B for bastard.
Okay.
But this guy's showing up.
Oh, bad for sure.
I got him.
We had they were in a boxing gym.
A
at one
boxing
point.
gym. Okay.
They kept calling for backup. Backup was mentioned numerous times. There were like 3 or 4 BMWs in this movie.
Okay.
Wow.
That huge stack of barrels that he almost knocked over.
That's right.
The broken bottles and the
In the bar
brawl.
The bar brawl. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, bastard. You said very nice.
God, what a creep.
The lots of
Just looking
biceps.
at Joey.
Yeah,
I
there
do
were
have
biceps.
To say, speaking of my buddy Patrick, who made Dramatic Frames, by the way, he watched the last episode and he was like, I like how all of you guys look like you're serial killers except for the guy named Apocalypse. So I had to share that with y'all. Yeah, not specifically you, Joey, but right now. All right, let's see. There's Bulletin. There was a lot of that. That was like plastered all over the place. We said Babes. We said Band. Blazers.
Blazers.
Everywhere.
Yeah, there were a lot of
Business
blazers.
Skirt was one you said.
Business
But,
skirt. Yeah, that's a good one.
We got bullets, obviously.
Bullets and bullet grazes. They mentioned a boathouse. Like that's where they found them. That was like one of the last locations. And that's all I got. Except
Okay.
for a banana peel. Don't count it. But there was a banana peel in this movie.
Well,
not integral to the plot. So
the
Hold
very
on.
yeah.
But have you guys watched How to Banana Peel?
Apocalypse, I can see you.
Oh no, I think we're about to be joined by. I don't think is that Apocalypse?
It might. I don't know. We might have another special guest.
He's from Montana.
So the last B, and to me it's the biggest B, and it's the B that makes this movie what it is. Y'all, we had boss bitches.
Yes.
No, we sure did.
We had some boss bitches in this fucking movie. Every woman in this movie was a boss bitch, and it was great.
Sorry, just saw
I know. I'm trying to vamp for Apocalypse to do whatever he's doing.
If I may add, the boss bitch is correct, but I think the biggest B, the most important B, is the Bechdel test. Was passed with flying fucking colors.
Colors. Yeah.
I was cheering in this movie.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Apocalypse, are you there?
Damn! You too fucking here! I'm queer! Get used to it! Yeah. Good shit.
He's queer now?
Oh, no. You're queer.
Been a lot of revelations on this episode, man.
This
Book
is
of Revelations. What that
Not just-
got to do with this?
Not just Matrix Revelations.
the Book of Revelations. So Joey, this is interesting. Now that we have you here and you've heard maybe 5 minutes of what we've talked about, you know the title of the movie and you've seen the poster. Take a stab at what you think this was about.
Honestly, I don't even remember what did you guys watch?
We
Say it
watched
again?
Rage and Honor.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
It sounds like a cop drama with maybe some rage. I doubt there's anything honorable about it.
Oh, how wrong
no.
you would be.
Wrong.
Oh, how wrong you would be.
It's all about honor, not about rage. Fucking shocking.
Okay, so do we want to get into the ratings, or does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start with you, Giles. How many bags?
I will go. Is 5 the max, or is it 4? Sorry,
5.
Remind me.
5. It's out of 5.
You know, I had a blast, so I'm gonna go 4 out of 5 on this one.
Okay, 4. Pretty good. Okay, so 4 bags from Giles. Apocalypse. How are you feeling?
3.
3.
3 bags because I don't feel like it was trash. You know, I mean, it was a good movie overall. The fight scenes, they were good. They were really good. It's like just this movie was filled with good martial arts, but none of it was that memorable. I mean, the bouncing from the nets was memorable. Some of it was like kind of memorable, but not like Jackie Chan.
Wow.
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
See your favorite?
That's the kind of shit I like.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan.
Do you like chicken soup by chance?
Okay. If it's for the soul. Predominantly.
See, Joey, you should never leave us like to ourselves. Like, we can't be trusted.
Okay, so 3 bags from Apocalypse.
Yeah.
I've been having a great time without Joey.
Oh.
JD, how many bags?
I'm going with 4 also.
Okay.
Because at first I was thinking, I was like, I'm going to give it a 3.5 right down the middle kind of thing, because I felt like, I think you mentioned this, that it didn't really feel like a trash movie. It felt like just a bad, like, real movie. It wasn't quite trash. Like, it felt like they had a fine budget. They had like name actors or people who at least went on to be, something. So yeah, I don't know, but it's really that the whole like feminism shit that was like really cool, especially for 92.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like even I really love that. I love the pressure point thing was cool.
Mm-hmm. Hand of the
It
Hunt.
just didn't quite get more than 4, but it had a lot of stuff going for it.
All right. So we've got 4 bags from JD. We've got 4 bags from Giles. We have 3 bags from Apocalypse. Yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.5. It was good. It was good, but it didn't have enough of those trash elements for me. It had some very inventive deaths, or at least the one inventive death with the pressure points.
Yeah, one headshot. That was about it.
One headshot. Yeah. There was no nudity. There was not as much blood as I would like. It was clearly like competently made. But yeah, so it's above average for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 3.5. So 3.5 for me. Joey, do you want to weigh in?
Yeah.
On a movie that you haven't seen?
Yes. My general feeling is there was too much honor.
You're actually completely right.
And not enough rage. That's just my opinion about most movies. So,
well, that's a good assessment.
You know, it's funny. He nailed it. He actually nailed it.
He nailed it.
Like, that's exactly what the movie ended up being. Yeah.
To be clear, I watched zero amount of this film, but I feel my opinion is valid.
You have your hand on the pulse.
Okay.
So to speak.
Sorry, I didn't realize Apocalypse was a Apocalypse puppet now.
Yeah.
Is this... Apocalypse has barely been here tonight. We've been.
Well, he was out in the field for a while. He was.
Yeah, he's in Mike's apartment now, which is shocking.
Oh, God. You're really going to love this episode, Joey. I hope you watch it.
Oh, I will.
By the way, everybody on Spotify, just click over to the video portion because you're really missing everything right now.
With Apocalypse's character that is new.
Yeah.
Was he doing this all the time?
It's more of an avatar. It's an avatar.
It's been,
Off and on?
Off and on.
Joey, you cook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is 1990. What fucking year was this?
92.
1992's Rage and Honor. That is 3.625 bags of trash from the Trash Movie Kings. Give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Trash Movie Kings. Shoot us an email, trashmoviekings@gmail.com. Yep, Instagram. I said, yeah.
That's the main one. That's where you get access to the store.
Yeah.
Buy helicopters.
While you're there, give Apocalypse Howl a follow. Give JD Krapicki a follow. Giles, Joseph Graham, myself. Yeah, I'm your host, Adam Edwards. Joining me this week, Apocalypse. Yeah. Giles, JD Krapicki, and special surprise guest co-host Joseph Graham, all the way from New Orleans.
Wow.
Thank you guys for giving up your Thursday nights, your Friday mornings. Thank you all for listening. Rate us 5 stars on Spotify, subscribe, all that shit, and we will see you next time.